if you are pregnant, if you're thinking about getting pregnant, if you ever want to get pregnant at some point, this is for you, because there are certain things that I started adding into my daily routine before we ever even started trying to get pregnant, and then ones that I've like maintained or added in since getting pregnant that I honestly believe have made the biggest difference in, one, making this such an easy pregnancy. Like, I had no morning sickness. I haven't had any horrible aches and pains. Like, you guys, I'm starting my 3rd trimester right now. I'm week 28, so like, we're in it. Like, we're in that final stretch. And I know things will get harder these last few months. Everyone says they do. But up until now, it's been really easy. And like, honestly, the only symptom I've had of pregnancy is during that 1st trimester, just such fatigue in the afternoons, like so tired, where it just would hit me like a wall, right? But I have hypothyroidism, so it was extreme for sure. But I don't know if it was just extra bad because of my hypo, like who knows. Anyway. Of course, genetics play a role, but my mom and sister both had tough pregnancies, like normal, like, you know, bad morning sickness, all that stuff. I've had none of that, you guys. So I really do think these things have made a huge impact on my health and my life to make this pregnancy so healthy, and hopefully also have helped reduce any of those symptoms and like normal side effects that a lot of people deal with. So the first is something I've been doing for years. If you guys have been around my channel for a while, you know this has been a part of my morning routine probably for like 5 or 6 years now, but that's taking my Miss Congeniality mood boost. So it started before I ever even actually made Miss Congeniality, when I was just in my kitchen mixing all my adaptogens together, because I felt like my mood was so up and down. I was edgy all the time. I just really felt like super hormonal constantly. So I created this blend that really helped balance out my hormones. I got off birth control like almost 3.5, 4 years ago, and that helped. But this has been like the OG consistent in my daily routine. So obviously when I got pregnant, with everything, check with your doctor, because you just have to. But my doctor 100% approved all of my supplements, like all my Love So Fitness supplements for me to take, even slumber party, like during my pregnancy. I haven't needed slumber party because I've been tired, but Miss Congeniality has been a part of my morning routine still every day. I put in my coffee, you put in your oats or your smoothies or whatever. But for me, the biggest thing that I've been surprised about throughout this pregnancy is how even my mood's been. Like, you can ask Ryan, you can ask anyone. I hear horror stories of like the crazy pregnancy hormones where like, you're just like, ah, like 1 minute you're happy, then you're crying, then you're angry, and you wanna like bite your husband's head off. Like, none of that has happened. It's weird. Like, I've had, if you guys watch the vlogs, like 2 times where I've watched shows or like watched something funny where I was laughing and then just started bawling my eyes out and like couldn't stop crying. That was in the 1st trimester. That's it. But like my day-to-day normal, like I've been so even keel and chill, and like I don't feel like I've at all experienced like crazy pregnancy hormones. So this is all I can contribute to that, is that it's been just in my system continuously and really helping my body adjust so my hormones can adapt better. Okay, the second thing I've done every day, this one's kind of funny, but I eat prunes. I eat like 3 or 4 prunes every single day. You guys know constipation is a struggle for me, but it is for pretty much everyone, especially during pregnancy. So for me, then it's just getting worse, right? So I try to add a lot more fiber-rich foods like prunes. I've been eating more grains like my brown rices and quinoas and things to help up that fiber, to help keep things regular. And that's more than just like, oh, you should be regular because it's uncomfortable if you're not going to the bathroom, but it's really, really important to make sure you're keeping your colon and everything healthy, especially during pregnancy. So I do that, plus if you watched my last What I Eat in a Day, I showed you my poo pounder. That's like my celery juice and psyllium husk and aloe. Like those 2 things for me have made a really, really big difference in keeping me regular, because especially during pregnancy, you can deal with things like hemorrhoids, which I know you hear and you just think of like really old people, at least that's what I think of. But I guess it's super common with pregnant people. So knowing that I already struggle with constipation, that's something I've added. So I always have drank celery juice, which used to kind of be enough to like help get things going for me. but I've added that too, and that's really been a game changer. I mentioned that I went off birth control about 3 or 3.5 years ago, and that's something that I think did contribute so much to a healthier pregnancy for me, because I don't think you have to go off that early if you're trying to get pregnant, but you want to give yourself 6 months to a year to really let your body readjust, especially if you've been on birth control a long time. It can do a lot of damage to your hormones and your cycle and everything else. So allowing your body to get rid of all of that and really like find its normal state again is super important. And I think the fact that I did that for so long, coupled with things like my Miss Congeniality mood boost and stuff, I was able to really find like my healthy normal. So there wasn't anything else interfering as I got pregnant. I think it helped me get pregnant a lot faster, but then also like just maintaining a healthy balance hormonally throughout the pregnancy as well. I've taken daily vitamins for years. I've used Persona Nutrition for a long time. You guys have seen me share them a million times, but about 6 months before we even were like for sure thinking about trying to get pregnant, I kind of knew we were like, okay, in the new year, we'll probably start. So I started on the Persona Nutrition prenatal vitamins. So you guys know I have like my daily packs. I have my morning and my evening. A second there. So like my 2 packs. But here's the thing, I am super sensitive to biotin. I can't have a lot of biotin. So when I first started on the prenatal, I noticed I was breaking out a lot, but that's just because I personally have such a sensitivity to too much biotin. So the great thing about Persona Nutrition is when you like go online, you do your personal assessment. So they tell you exactly like what's recommended for you. And I didn't really think about the biotin part, so I didn't say that initially. But then you have access to all of their nutritionists. You can ask them questions, you can tell them about your concerns. And so then all they did was just switch over my vitamins a bit. So I have everything I need for like my prenatal and pregnancy, but it's not officially the prenatal ones anymore. So I have in the mornings my women's foundational, a ginger extract, which has been super important obviously with avoiding any nausea, and then a daily probiotic, and then at night I take omega-3, cranberry, and calcium. But I realize like I show you guys these all the time, but I haven't like given you the in-depth thing. So when you get your Persona Nutrition, it's delivered right to your door, which just makes it so easy. But it gives you a breakdown of exactly what's what. So I'll just flip this so you guys can see. Okay, so this is my 2 packs that I get for my morning and night, which is nice because I can just take them on the go if I'm like going to the office or anything. And then you see in this little pamphlet they give you like exactly what is in your pack. So you know like you have clean, amazing ingredients and you can see which pills look like what. And then obviously like the number and stuff if you want to call the nutritionist anytime. But then what I love, because I like to geek out over science and numbers, is they give you like the full breakdown of everything that's in there. So you see the folate, which by the way is super important to do folate versus even like folic acid. Folate's just the purest form. And then I know how much biotin's in there, which is great because there's still some biotin, but it's a much lower amount than in the prenatal, and I just don't need more because then I'll break out. So everything's just broken down here so you can see exactly how much of each different vitamin and mineral is in your pack. There's very few things in my life that I've used consistently for like years. So when I tell you Persona Nutrition is incredible, and the flexibility and the ability to have someone that you can talk to anytime you have questions is just amazing. And as I've progressed through these different stages of my life and things have changed, like I can talk to them about that and adapt and adjust what vitamins I need. So if you guys want to try it, if you have a code for you, I love that I get to continue to partner with them because they are one of my favorite brands that I will just like tell everyone about forever. You get 60% off your first order. So I'm gonna put a link down below. Definitely go check it out. You can take that assessment and just see what they recommend. Start there. But it's a really good discount too to try it out for that first order. Something new that has been going on as I've like inched my way toward this 3rd trimester is like leg cramps at night. So I'll get like little Charlie horses, and I drink so much water, you guys, like tons. It is not a problem for me because when you get Charlie horses and stuff, they say it's usually like dehydration or potassium. You know, I eat bananas, I have potassium, I have vitamin, like I get things, but what happens, especially if you're drinking a ton of water and if it's good filtered water, you can actually be losing a lot of the electrolytes. They're not getting absorbed into the tissue and it's kind of just being flushed out of your body. So something I just added like 2 weeks ago that I feel like has made such a huge difference and has helped reduce those leg cramps and that pain is coconut water, but it's like different. Let me show you. Okay, I ordered this on Amazon. It's this layered superfood hydrate original coconut water and Aquamin, which is like a mineral blend. It has like calcium, iron, potassium, magnesium. That's about it. It's just literally just freeze-dried coconut water and then that Aquamin blend. So I put a scoop of this in about every liter of water. I say every liter. I put a scoop in a liter of water. I do it about 2 or 3 times a day, but it has really, really helped so much and it tastes amazing. It does have sugar, but it's from the coconut. So it's not like added sugar or anything, coming straight from that coconut water that you're getting. I'll link it for you guys, it's just on Amazon. But honestly, like if you're someone who drinks a ton of water, even if you're not pregnant, you should probably add a little bit if you're working out a lot and stuff. But staying hydrated, especially during pregnancy, is so important because if you have heard about like diastasis recti, where you get that ab separation that happens because your muscles are stretching and that connective tissue is getting stretched as your belly grows, this can actually help, well not this magically, but like staying hydrated and making sure you're actually getting the benefits from that hydration can really help reduce that amount of stretch that happens and make the comeback a lot easier after pregnancy and like postpartum. So not only does it help during pregnancy with like the cramps and that kind of stuff, but also really helps your whole body and skin function more effectively, stay super hydrated and actually get the benefits of the water you're drinking instead of it just flushing through your body. I talked about this one in the big pregnancy myths video that I did for you guys, and that is working out daily, moving my body every single day. That has been a non-negotiable throughout my pregnancy. I think there was maybe, I don't know, less than 5 days where I didn't do anything like beyond like going for like a walk around my block, but I still did that. And it has made such a huge difference. I created that routine years ago, and I feel like so many people are like, oh, just like take it easy. You don't have to work out. You don't have to do anything. Like just, this is the time. Just like, don't like use it as an excuse, basically is what they're saying. But I didn't work that hard and build that as part of my healthy lifestyle, my routine, just to like stop during pregnancy. Of course, if I was in pain or if I was sick all day, like, and I couldn't, I wouldn't have. But I think the fact that I was consistent leading up to pregnancy is what really allowed me to maintain that throughout. And it's also mindset and realizing like not every day is gonna be like some massive, amazing workout. Might not be able to do my full workout in the app, but I'm gonna move my body every day. That's where I started my 45-pound weight loss journey, that commitment to just moving. And I'm doing that still now. And I feel energized, I feel healthier. I know LBD is healthier because of it. I'll have an easier delivery because of it. I'll have easier recovery. Those things are important to me. So that is one thing that I know starting prior to pregnancy was super important, especially mentally, just to help me. So as I got pregnant, I already was in the habit of doing that. So if it was a little less, that's okay, but I was still doing it and still showing up for myself and now for him every single day. It seems so basic and so simple, but sometimes you don't feel like it. But I've made a point to get dressed and like do something that makes me feel cute every day, because as your body is starting to change, it can feel a little uncomfortable. It can be emotional. It can be like just weird. Like, you know, you're doing something incredible and amazing, but you still like have moments where you're like, I just like feel a little outside of myself. And so doing something every day that helps me feel good, makes me feel confident, makes me feel pretty, whatever it is, even if it's like lame and it's literally just like, I put on some makeup today, like, it's a big deal and it's important. And I believe that has really helped me mentally feel normal and feel like myself and not just like, I'm just this pregnant person now. Also, that's been really important for me to help maintain normalcy in my relationship with Ryan. Like, all we talk about, like, our attention is so much on this little man, which is amazing. But it's important for us to maintain our relationship, like, first and foremost, because that's how we got here. And I want to make sure we're a good example of a loving, amazing, healthy marriage as LBD grows up. So like, again, keeping those habits going now, getting dressed up and going on date nights, those are things that have made such a huge difference in just continuing our relationship and the importance of it, and stuff that we really want to work super hard on once he's here too, to maintain that. But like, those are habits, again, we established before we ever got pregnant. But instead of just like stopping and being like, oh, I'm pregnant, like, of course, sometimes you don't feel like getting dressed up and going out. We don't always do that, but like once a week doing something where it's like, okay, if I don't want to get dressed up and go out, then I'm gonna like put on like sweats and we're gonna go have like a cute picnic at the beach and just hang out. But like, get outside of the house, do something different together, whether it's a weekly thing with him or a daily thing for myself. I do honestly believe that that has helped the mental like state of being during pregnancy, when it can feel really overwhelming with everything that's changing. And the last and like one of the most important things that I've done throughout this pregnancy that I really believe has helped my body physically stay as healthy and as fit as it is, to feel as good as it has, is eating small, consistent meals throughout the day. So I established that, again, that's just kind of part of my daily life, whether it's like from doing the Hot Body meal plan or just like knowing my body and knowing the importance of those small meals. But it's never felt more important than it has during this pregnancy, because there's times when you're busy and you like get going with your day, and then all of a sudden you're like hours and you're like, I haven't eaten, I'm starving. You have a big meal, even if it's healthy, right? And you just feel stuffed. But the problem is when you're pregnant, you just feel stuffed all the time. It can be from constipation, it can be because there's a baby growing inside of your belly, but you just always feel a little bloated and stuff. So I started noticing like I would eat like kind of normal, like a meal, a small snack, a meal, a small snack, whatever. But whenever I'd have my meal, like I couldn't finish it. And I'm not overeating obviously, but like I wanna make sure I'm getting my healthy, normal amount of calories. So I wanna be able to finish those meals. So what I had to adjust just slightly is making all of my meals and snacks about the same size, and making them snacks a little bit bigger and meals a little bit smaller, so I could actually eat all the calories I want to be getting in each day, and not get to a point where I'm like, I literally can't fit anything in my stomach and feel overly stuffed. So it's definitely been an adjustment, having to kind of reframe how I think about a meal versus a snack. Everything's kind of like a schmack, like a schmacky meal, snacky meal, schmack, we'll call it a snack, whatever. Anyway, that has helped a ton and allowed me to maintain a healthy weight throughout the pregnancy. I am supposed to gain about 20 to 25 pounds. I'm like kind of on track, if anything like slightly under, but not because I'm not eating enough, just like my body hasn't like gained the weight. Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But that's normal, and I still have 3 months to go, so we're gonna be good. But I think that's been a huge game changer for me, is really putting that emphasis on nutrition, making sure I'm getting balanced meals size-wise and nutrient-wise throughout the day to fuel my body, so I have the energy to work out, I sleep better, he's getting what he needs, and we're all good. So those are just 8 of the things that I believe have made such a difference for me. I'm sure there's so many more, you guys. So if you have questions, or if there's stuff you've heard or want me to talk about, whatever, drop them in the comments, and maybe I'll make like a second part to this video, because even as I was doing them, I'm like, oh my gosh, but this thing, like there's so many things. But these are 8 super important ones that have definitely been game changers for me throughout this pregnancy, and I know have helped make it so much easier. If you haven't watched the other pregnancy vlogs, I have a playlist for you guys, or on my channel. Make sure you subscribe. And also I share a lot like every single day on Instagram, so if you want more of like the day-to-day of what's going on and what's changing, make sure you guys go follow over there at Love Sweat Fitness. I'll drop the link below too.